The national anthem. The national anthem. Our coordinator, Zamfara State.
Today, we gather to mark the International Day of the Elimination of Violence Against Women and unite in commitment to fight against gender-based violence in Zamfara State. This year's 16 Days of Activism, which begins today and will end on the 10th of December, offers us another opportunity to reaffirm our collective resolve to protect the rights, dignity, and safety of women, girls, and all vulnerable individuals in our communities. In August this year, I, alongside other First Ladies across the Federation, and the First Lady of Nigeria, Her Excellency Senator Oluremi Tinubu, signed the Compact of Commitment to eradicate gender-based violence and associated harmful practices. This compact agreement represents a unified commitment to strengthen laws protecting women and vulnerable groups across Zamfara State, and to provide resources and support to empower survivors and foster long-term recovery. Data from the United Nations Population Fund, UNFPA, shows that about 10% of our women experience physical violence and a further 5% experience sexual violence. Our goal is zero, inshallah. No woman, no girl or boy should be subjected to violence of any kind. Over the past year, my office has worked diligently to support and assist survivors of gender-based violence, strengthen protective measures, and collaborate with key stakeholders to challenge the cultural and systematic barriers enabling violence as we take steps to ensure that the Violence Against Persons Prohibition (VAP) law is not only a document on paper, but a tool for real change. To this end, my office is spearheading the translation of the VAP law into our local language, inshallah. By making the VAP law understandable to all, we empower communities to identify abuse, seek help, and hold perpetrators accountable. I am particularly grateful to see representatives from our traditional and religious institutions, MDAs, CSOs, and security agents here today. Your roles are pivotal to combating gender-based violence, as it is through your leadership, your influence, and voice that these barriers are dismantled. We must advocate for the protection of human dignity, the promotion of respect, equity, and mutual understanding in our communities. This year's 16 Days of Activism will feature community sensitization campaigns, stakeholders symposiums, outreaches, and initiatives aimed to providing resources, counseling, and legal aid to our survivors. To the people of Zamfara State, I urge you to stand with us in this fight. Gender-based violence is not a private issue. It is a social problem. Let us break the silence, change harmful norms, and support survivors with compassion and understanding. To our stakeholders, your partnership remains invaluable. Let this year's activities serve as a platform for us to align our efforts and strengthen our resolve. Together, we can build a Zamfara state where everyone, regardless of gender, can live free from fear and violence. I declare this year's 16 days of activism open, and I thank you all for your dedication to the eradication of gender-based violence in Zamfara state. Thank you. A yau mun taru domin bikin ranar duniya ta kawar da cin zarafin mata da kuma tabbatar da haɗin kai wajen yaƙar cin zarafin jinsi a jihar Zamfara. Wannan kwana 16 na ayyukan wayar da kai wanda zai fara yau har zuwa 10 ga watan Disamba yana ba mu dama mu tabbatar da ƙudurorinmu na kare haƙƙin mata da yara da dukkan masu rauni a cikin al'umma. A watan Agas na wannan shekara da ya wuce, tare da sauran matan shugabanni a faɗin ƙasa da uwar gidan shugaban ƙasa mai girma Sanata Oluremi Tinubu, mun sanya hannu kan yarjejeniyar kawar da cin zarafin jinsi da munanan al'adu masu illa. Wannan yarjejeniyar yana nuni da haɗin kai wajen ƙarfafa doka don kare mata da masu rauni a Najeriya gabaki ɗaya, tare da samar da tallafi ga waɗanda aka cutar don farfaɗowa da dogon lokaci. Bayan nan, Majalisar Ɗinkin Duniya watan UNFPA sun nuna cewa kashi 10 na mata suna fuskantar cin zarafi na jinsi, yayin da kashi 5 kuma suke fuskantar cin zarafi na saduwa. Manufarmu ita ce kawar da duk wani nau'i na cin zarafi gabaki ɗaya insha Allah. A cikin shekarar da ta gabata, ofishina ya himmatu wajen tallafawa waɗanda aka cutar, ƙarfafa ma matan da akan kariya, da haɗa kai da masu ruwa da tsaki wajen yaƙar al'adu da tsari da ke bayar da daman cin zarafi. Muna ɗaukar mataki don tabbatar da cewa dokar hana cin zarafi watan BAP ta zama abin amfani a zahiri, ba kawai a rubuce a takarda ba. Insha Allahu ofishina zai jagoranci fassara dokar BAP zuwa Hausa domin mutanenmu na gida su fahimta sosai. Ina matuƙar godiya ga wakilanmu na masarautu da addini da hukumomi da ƙungiyoyi masu zaman kansu da hukumomin tsaro da suka halarta. Matsayinku yana da muhimmanci sosai wajen kawar da cin zarafi ta hanyar jagorancinku, tasiri da muryoyinku kuma. Wannan kwana 16 na ayyukan wayar da kai za su haɗa da gangamin faɗakarwa ga al'umma, kuma kamar yadda aka yi magana a gaba, za su wayar mana da kai waɗannan buƙatoci da kuka faɗi a baya. Insha Allahu za ku ga inda kowanne zai faɗa, kuma kowa za a ba shi aikin shi da zai yi, masu hukuntawa, masu kamowa, masu tallafawa. In Allah ya yarda a wannan kwana 16 za a faɗakar da manufar da kuma yadda za a zarta a jihar Zamfara. Allah ya yarda. Ina roƙon al'ummar jihar Zamfara su tsaya tare da mu a wannan yaƙi. Cin zarafin jinsi ba matsalar mutum ɗaya ba ce, matsalar al'umma ce ga baki ɗaya. Kar mu yi shiru, mu ƙalubalanci wannan al'adu, mu tallafa wa waɗanda aka cutar cikin tausayi da fahimta. Ga masu ruwa da tsaki, haɗin kanku yana da matuƙar muhimmanci. Bana ayyukan wannan shekara za su zama dandamali na haɗin kai da ƙarfi. Tare za mu gina jihar Zamfara mai zaman lafiya in Allah ya yarda, inda kowa zai rayu cikin tsaro ba tare da tsoro ba a cikin zarafi. In Allah ya yarda. Na ayyana wannan shekara ta kwana 16 na wayar da kai a cikin zarafi a buɗe. Kuma ina mika godiyata da kowa bisa ga sadaukar da kansa don kawar da cin zarafin jinsi a jihar Zamfara. Allah ya mana jagora, Allah ya kawo mana ƙarshen waɗannan munanan ayyuka, ya ba mu aminci da zaman lafiya a jihar mu da ƙasa gabaki ɗaya. Wassalamu alaikum.
Very important for that. My appeal just to remind Your Excellency and other personalities that the law was assented in 2022. Currently, over 600 copies have been gazetted, and of course, an implementation framework was developed, but it's a zero drop, Your Excellency. There is need to validate the implementation framework for the stakeholders to continue to implement. And also the prosecutors, according to the law, are the police and the Hisba. Your Excellency, they need to have a special training on how to implement the law. And finally, there is the need to induct the above law into our courts. There are many legislations that partially address the issue of gender-based violence, like social protection law, child protection law, disability law, and many programs like, along with you there is the coordinator of Agile program, but this above law is the one that has direct bearing, that directly address the issue of gender-based violence. Your Excellency, with this, I hope my appeal to one, induct the law into our courts, two, train the prosecutors, that is the police and Hisba, and three, try to translate, as you mentioned, the law into our language so that any other person can get the context of the law. Thank you.
Your Excellency, distinguished members of the High Table, my name is Barrister Amin Mohammed Musso. I'm the State Director of Public Prosecution, Ministry of Justice. While we appreciate, or I personally appreciate Your Excellency on the effort, I want to say that the Ministry of Justice is receiving huge support from the state government, and we are not relenting in our effort in any way in ensuring prompt and speedy prosecution of gender-based related offenses. We ensure speedy trial before the various courts, and at times the problem we used to have comes from relatives of victims of gender-based violence. Sometimes families will come forward with a request that they do not want the case to continue. But this we always detest, and we do not heed to that request, because we know we are representing the interest of the public. And we do everything humanly possible to ensure these offenses are, if not totally eradicated, reduced to the barest minimum. So we forge ahead, Your Excellency, to prosecute the offenders. And Alhamdulillah, we are being taken care of by His Excellency, the Executive Governor of Zamfara State, in all aspects of the discharge of our duties as prosecutors. We have the support of the state government, and we can therefore not relent in ensuring the discharge of our duties to the best of our ability. Your Excellency, there is a misconception on the part of the immediate past, or the first speaker, so to say, that these offenses are the only prosecuting authorities, Hisba and police. Your Excellency, is a misconception on his part, because constitutionally, prosecution is vested on the Attorney General of the state. And any other person or authority prosecuting is on the delegation of the Attorney General of the state. As it is, Your Excellency, we prosecute such offenders, particularly rape cases, in various courts, especially the high courts, where we ensure the case go on full trial and the maximum punishment is awarded if found guilty. With this, Your Excellency, though I'm not the person representing the Honorable Attorney General, but as the director responsible for prosecution of all criminal cases in Zamfara State, I want to give the assurance of my ministry that we will not relent in any way in the discharge of this onerous duty, particularly as it relates to GBV. Your Excellency, I, on behalf of my Honorable Commissioner, give you awards. Thank you, Your Excellency.
I know I have been contacting her on so many issues without even the media, and she supported the victim of the survivors of the sexual and gender-based violence. The second issue I want to discuss is the issue of implementation of the laws. Most of the laws have been passed since 2022, but up to now the implementation is an issue, and as they have all said, that's the previous speakers, there are so many other stakeholders that we have to work together. Not only the police, not only the Hisba, not only the Attorney General of the states. We interface directly with victims of this sexual and gender-based violence in the state, that's within the states. So there are people from SAC, there are some other supporting NGOs that they use to interface directly with the victims of gender-based violence. So this thing has to be taken with all serious so that we can see that the implementation is fully activated. Thank you very much.
My name is Amina. I work with Cisco Islamic France, SRF. Your Excellency, we have 2 to 3 advocacies in relation to survivors of gender-based violence. Considering today is their day, and this is a very good avenue for us to voice out areas where we need the intervention of your beautiful self and our other partners' presence. GBV, Your Excellency, is a key area for us here in Zamfara. One of the issues we want to advocate to you, Your Excellency, is the aspect of strengthening responses to survivors of gender-based violence in respect to medical services. Because right now, in General Hospital in Zamfara State, we don't have any free services to survivors. Rape cases and PEP, that is contraceptives, are bought for survivors, and is extremely difficult in terms of rape issues. So we sincerely want to advocate to you for your intervention, whereas we want all government hospitals to respond to these survivors with a free medication. Secondly, aspects of livelihood. I know most non-governmental organizations and the government are doing their best in providing more opportunities for entrepreneurship, but we still have a lot of gaps to survivors of GBV. So these 2 things are our appeal to you, dear mother, for the survivors. And lastly, material assistance. Most cases, we consider their dignity. You will find a survivor in uncompleted building. We have such cases currently, where she leaves her place of residence and she does not have clothing to secure her dignity. So that exposure prompts her for more gender-based violence, particularly sexual gender-based violence, because the perpetrator seems to think that this is an opportunity for him to sexually assault her because of that lack of clothing and any dignity that is required for her. So we want these 3 key things that are around medical to be strengthened, then dignity, that's clothing and other material assistance, Then lastly, entrepreneurship, that's livelihoods empowerment. Thank you very much again for organizing this event, and I wish us successful execution. Thank you.
Support Islamic Front.
Today, as already flagged by Her Excellency, right of the Executive Governor, of the 16 days activism. Adolescent Girls Initiative for Learning and Empowerment, Zamfara State, is very happy and appreciate the efforts of Her Excellency in the fight against violence against women and children. In our own part, Agile in Zamfara State is trying to collaborate, or is collaborating with the Office of Her Excellency in series of activities to protect further the occurrence of the GBV in our society. We all know the problems that we are facing, and Agile is into schools. We have these issues also in schools. So Ministry of Education, Science and Technology, Agile, and Office of First Lady is doing all their best to see that these GBV issues are being minimized to the barest minimum. We have identified 346 centers, health centers, through the Ministry of Health, Zamfara State, and also guidance and counseling officers in all the secondary schools of Zamfara State. The aim here is through the guidance and counseling officers, we will train, and also build their expertise in safeguarding our girls in school. We will ensure that these girls knows their right, knows when to say no, to have confidence, and also build their skills through life skills. And those victims also, inshallah, will support in ensuring that the traumatic effect will not be lasting in their memory. More so, there are GRM boxes that will be placed in all the secondary schools in Zamfara State, through which complaint can be made. And we also have the GBV officers. Through the health personnel from the Ministry of Women Affairs, these issues can be line streamed to them. So there is a very strong bond between even not the ministries, but also with the partners. I'm happy to inform you that Agile has recognized implementing partner with Voluntary Aid Initiative and other partners for trying to end GBV in Zamfara State and also give them the relative peace and support, inshallah. We are here and will be here and will be trying to contribute in issue of safe space too. Mentorship, mentoring will always be part of us, and we have these high calibers of people like Mr. Hussein who have been in the system and will continue to work hand in hand with every hand that is trying to see that we promote the voices of girls and women in Zamfara State. Thank you, and wassalamu alaikum.
Violence Against Persons Prohibition Bill, where you state that the state is working towards to ensure that this document is translated in the local language so that people have easy access to information. For us in GSU, basically, we advocate for the rights and dignity of survivors or people who are forcibly displaced. We currently work around issues around protection, looking at gender-based violence and child protection. But however, we want to use this opportunity to advocate, because we know when you do your stakeholders mapping, you know the Office of the First Lady is one of the key office you need to partnership with. And like it is always said, we said women have power. With the support of a woman, it is very easy for a man to achieve his goal. So I want to use this opportunity to advocate for persons who are displaced, particularly the IDPs, to ensure that the Violence Against Persons Prohibition Bill is not only domesticated but implemented, just like you said, and as well as the IDP policy. I remember vividly there was a zero draft that was developed with support from partners and civil society. But however, I don't think an effort is being carried out. And secondly, like we all know, there's issues around stressors. A lot of people are exposed to a lot of traumatic events. For us in GRS, we work with our community protection action groups to provide basic emotional support as well as psychological first aid. But however, it is not enough. We want the state to own it. When we talk about MHPSS, I want to use the opportunity to advocate that let it be a state-owned thing, because we all know that the international partners, as well as civil society, among others, and the UN, will have a timeline as we do our intervention. And someday we'll be out of Zamfara, but we want the state to own this initiative. Mental health and psychosocial support is something that is neglected, but we need to tell ourselves the truth. People are exposed to trauma. There are a lot of stresses, and there's a need to prioritize things first. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Organizing this very important event to commemorate 16 days of activism against gender-based violence. First of all, we know we people with disability face multiple discrimination in our environment and segregation. But thank God, we are aware what this government has done with regards to the formulation of policies, programs, and initiatives to improve our livelihood. And currently, or recently, we are aware of domestication of national gender policy in our state, which will be part of the beneficiary to reduce that discrimination. And secondly, there is an agile program. We have been in contact with them to make sure that our people are engaged to have inclusive education environment. We really appreciate that. We are also aware of the support always given to us to lift or to pushing our hardship. We urge you to continue giving us that support to improve our life. So, and lastly, there is a World Disability Day coming up 3rd December. As usual, as you used to give support to us, we are urgent and kindly requesting a support from you to make sure that we commemorate that day. Thank you very much. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Mai girma uwa a wannan jiha, matan mai daraja gwamna Hajiya Huriya Dauda, da matar mai girma mataimakin gwamnan jiha, kwamishinoni, 'yan jarida, masu uniform, sauran 'yan uwana 'yan kungiyoyi, 'yan fafutukar kare haƙƙin 'yan adam. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Kamar yadda an ka umurce ni cewa in yi magana kan abin da ya shahi halƙin al'umma a mahanga addinin musulunci, wannan bayyana take. Addinin musulunci tun lokacin da manzo sallallahu alaihi wasallam an ka aiko shi, mun sani annabi ne na rahama da jin ƙai. Sannan inda za mu koma mu yi kallo ga yadda ya karantar da mu, to ina ganin babu sauran wani wanda za a ci zarafin shi. Manzo sallallahu alaihi wasallam mutum ne wanda ya kasance mai son al'umma, ba al'umma musulmi ba. Mun sani yadda wanda yake ba Yahude ya rika cin zarafi ne, amma saboda karantarwa ta addini mun ga yadda ya kau da kai ga mutumin nan, bai damu ba. Har an ka waye gari wata rana mutumin bai da lahiya, manzo ya ce ya bai ga dattin da mutumin ka zuba mai ba, an ka ce ai bai da lahiya, kuma ya tafi ya gaida shi. Musulunci gaba ɗaya karantarwar shi ita ce kare haƙƙin mutum. Ɗan adam yana da mutunci. Allah da kai ne ya ce wa karramna bani adama. To Allah shi ya halicci mutum, ya ce ya girmama ɗan adam. to sai mu duba mu gani wanda ya halice ka ya ce ya girmama ka, ina ga kai bawa da tare an ka halice ku, baka da wutar shi, baka da aljannar shi, baka da hisabi ne, baka da ɗauke rayuwa ta, baka da arzikin shi, baka da talaucin shi, amma kuma kai ne ka ganin cewa kana iya wulaƙanta wannan. Ya kamata 'yan uwa 'yan ƙungiyoyi na san ayyukan da muka yi kan abin da ya shahi cin zarafi mu ƙara, saboda abubuwan kullum ƙaruwa suka yi. Abin da naka sai in yi kira ga uwa gare mu cewa don Allah a duba halin da mata suke ciki cikin jiharka, musamman waɗanda sun ka hito gidajensu. Abun bakin ciki ne da ɗaci a ce da daddare misalin ƙarfe 8 zuwa 9 duk wanda ya tahi bakin tasha ta Gusau na tabbatar sai ya ji ɓaci ga zuciya ta, ba sai na faɗi ba abin da ka faruwa da yawa daga cikin wurin ga kowa ya sani ka faruwa. Don Allah a duba wannan matsalar a magance ta. Mutane suna cikin wani yanayi wanda suka tozartar da kansu wasu don bida abin da za su ci, wasu kuma aka tozartar da suwa. Muna ganin abubuwan da ka faruwa, don Allah a sa ido a yi ƙoƙari a kau da wannan. Matuƙa ana son a ci gaba, al'umma ta samu nasuwa, to dole sai mun koma mun dubi halin da mutane suke ciki, an ɗauke shi. Matuƙa alfasha tana yawo cikin jama'a, to yana da wahala a ce wannan wurin an magance shi. Matuƙar jinin mutane yana kwarara ga ƙasa, to dole ne za mu yi ta samun annoba da wasu abubuwa waɗanda ba su kamata ba. Muna roƙon Allah ya ba mu zaman lafiya da kwanciyar hankali jihar Zamfara da ƙasarmu baki ɗaya. Allah ka shirya mutanen da ka ƙoƙarin hallakar da al'ummar da ba su ji ba, ba su gani ba. Allah ka kawo muna ƙarshen al'amarin. In kuma ba su da rabon shirya, Allah ka san su tun daga mai ba su kuɗi, mai ba su shawara, mai kawo musu kaya, mai nuna hanya, mai ɗaukar su. Allah ka san su, ka san inda suke. Allah ka yi muna maganin su, ka ba mu lahiya da zaman lafiya. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Activisms, where we are going to discuss, advocate, and sensitize about the importance of women, that they should not be harassed, they should not be charged with any bad behavior, that we are going to take care of them properly in our state. Although we have existing laws, most especially about child protection law, VAF law, that is violence against people prohibition, gender policy. All these laws is about how to make our women and children happy without any discrimination in the state. Any discrimination based on gender is totally prohibited. There is a lot of trauma in our society where our women have been raped, and definitely the parent may not be able to send the information through the security because they are afraid of something. Somebody else makes sexual harassment with your girl. Whenever you return to the government, there is no any action. If not, you are in danger. So they refuse to tell the story. But with the existing government that we are having, the kind of administration, if there is any gender violence, this government is ready to take action. The perpetrators is going to be punished. He or she is going to be able to take the action without any delay. What I want to achieve now is that, Madam, as you have explained, you will come to Gusau, that if there is any case of gender violence, please and please you should report, and we are going to take action as we are together with the people from justice. Justice is going to range. We must take care of our daughters, our sisters, our mothers, and ourselves. So I am very happy when Her Excellency mentioned that he is going to see that all this law is going to be transmitted in Hausa. Because this happened just because the people of our state are not aware of what is the law. They cannot understand the language. So let us go back to our mother tongue, to have the meaning of gender, to know what is going to happen when you commit any bad offense to one of your sister or your daughter. The translation is very, very good so that you can understand and have the meaning of all what is there about child acts, about child protection law, about gender-based violence. Thank you very much, ma'am. Thank you. In the education sector, we must give a lot of public enlightenment about gender. To have everything simple or everything good in our society, we must have quality education. So we are to get this advocacy together with advocating our elders, our leaders, our traditional religious, that we should send our children to school so that they will learn and have the knowledge of their right, that anybody violates their right, so they have the knowledge on how to report him or her. Thank you so much. I wish you all the best of luck, peaceful deliberation in these 16 days of activism. Madam, we really appreciate your effort. Thank you so much.
How to live their livelihood. I got this information and left the place to come here today in order to appreciate our mother in the state. May God always guide and protect you. We in Christian teaching addressing gender-based violence are rooted out, which brought the issue of love in the Bible, which shows that women too are human beings, not beasts, who are supposed to be treated as equal as men. We believe this can be done through love, understanding the family, by allowing women to do the right thing as men are doing, to avoid difficulty in the home or in the society. In Christian teaching addressing gender-based violence are rooted in the belief in inherent dignity and what an individual in which several teachings emphasize the importance of peace, respect, and equality, which are directly relevant to addressing gender-based violence. When I mean love and equality, it's not that women should be behave to their husband. They will believe in respect, which brings honor to the family, which allow both families to live happily, which means women should be treated very well in the society. Yeah. When we talk of gender-based violence, we talk about how women are being mistreated, non-bad behavior of women in the society, in which we, as a Christian in our bloc, the churches and local governments, will be hammering on these issues. That when you don't give a child a good education, we don't allow them to do the right thing in the society, they become unethical and follow the wrong things. In the process, they may walk in a way where they will be violated. But when they are violated, it becomes difficult for the family to take care. I'm very happy that someone says something here the other time, that something will happen to some children, parents will not be able to voice out. It is unfair not to say this. If we wish to say it in our churches, that please, if anything happens to your children, please let us know. Don't keep it secrecy. By keeping it secret, it exacerbates, it makes it more difficult to be solved in the future. It's better for you to tell the people now, to tell the society now, to tell the authority now, so that they can be able to take charge. I don't have more time to stop here today. Thank you very much, ma'am. To guide and protect you. You will live long. To continue the good work you have started from the faith. I said continuity. Thank you very much, ma'am. God bless you.